My father Abraham is a man of deep faith. He speaks with God, and God speaks with him. I've always admired that, always felt safe in his devotion. So when he told me we were going on a journey to the land of Moriah to make a sacrifice, I didn't question it. I was excited, just me and my father, on a trip to worship God. We packed the wood for the offering and set off. The journey took 3 days. It was a long walk, but I enjoyed the time with him. On the 3rd day, my father saw the place from a distance. He told the servants to wait with the donkey while we went ahead to worship. He said, "We will worship and then we will come back to you." I believed him, of course I did. As we walked up the mountain, I carried the wood, and he carried the fire and the knife. I started to wonder, though. Everything was ready, but something was missing. So, I asked him, "Father, we have the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" He looked at me with an expression I couldn't quite read. It was a mix of love and a deep, heavy sadness. He placed a hand on my shoulder and said, "My son, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering." His voice was steady, but I could feel a tremor in his hand. I trusted him. I trusted God. I figured a lamb would just appear, a miracle like so many I'd heard about. When we reached the place God had told him about, he built an altar. He arranged the wood on it, just as we had practiced so many times. But then he turned to me. He bound my hands and feet. My heart started pounding in my chest. What was happening? This wasn't right. I was confused, and a sliver of fear began to creep in. He lifted me and placed me on the altar, on top of the wood. I looked into his eyes, searching for an answer. I saw tears streaming down his face. He loved me, I knew he did. But he was going to. He raised the knife. I closed my eyes, my mind racing. This couldn't be happening. Father, why? In that terrifying moment, just as he was about to bring the knife down, a voice thundered from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." My father stopped, his whole body shaking. The voice continued, "Do not lay a hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." My father dropped the knife and fell to his knees, sobbing. He untied me and held me so tightly I could barely breathe. I held on just as tight, shaking and crying with him. Then, he looked up, and there, caught in a thicket by its horns, was a ram. God had provided. Just as my father had said, we sacrificed the ram instead. And my father named that place "The Lord Will Provide." I never fully understood that day until much later, but I learned the depth of my father's faith and the incredible mercy of God, and I learned that even in our darkest, most confusing moments, God has a plan.